So basically, neurotransmitters are packed inside of vesicles that are in the neuron. When an electrical signal reaches the axon terminal, calcium ions come in, and vesicles fuse to the membrane and release their neurotransmitters into the synapse. Calcium acts as a catalyst for vesicle fusion. So let's say if you have a high calcium concentration in your brain, then that means more vesicles will enter through the ionic channels and then fuse with the cell membrane, which will lead to more of that neurotransmitter being released. As shown in the image, think of a vesicle as a bubble filled with neurotransmitters. And if you have a lot of calcium or a high calcium concentration, then more vesicles fuse to the cell membrane called vesicle fusion, which releases more of the neurotransmitter into that synapse. Next, we have anagonists versus antagonists. Antagonists mimic a neurotransmitter and activates the receptor. Antagonists block the receptor. During my internship, we're researching how nicotine affects the brain. So, in this instance, there is a drug called DH beta E, which literally blocks nicotinic receptors. So, that would be an antagonist. And you also have nicotinic acetylcholine receptors that act as antagonists. An agonist acts as a key that can turn a lock. It mimics a neurotransmitter and activates a receptor. An antagonist is like a key that jams into a lock. It binds to the receptor, but it doesn't activate it. The brain cleans up this process by reuptake, degradation, and drugs. During reuptake, neurotransmitters are reabsorbed by the presynaptic neuron. In degradation, enzymes break down leftover neurotransmitters, and the drugs disrupt this process, leaving more neurotransmitters into the synapse. Next, we have excitatory versus inhibitory neurons. Glutamate is an excitatory neuron, and that's like the green light neuron. It acts as like the go neuron, and it influences other neurons to fire. GABA is the red light neuron, and it's the inhibitory neuron, and it calms down and influences other neurons to stop firing. Glutamate and GABA are both neurotransmitters in the brain. Some of the receptors that it can bind to is the NMDA receptor, the AMPA receptor, the kainate receptor, and the metabotropic glutamate receptor. For GABA, in the brain, it's produced from glutamic acid by the action of an enzyme called GAD. Both of these neurotransmitters interact with other neurotransmitter systems.